Hey everybody, welcome back to Gylt. Get your life together. It's our YouTube channel and we're glad to have you with us. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, don't forget to subscribe, give a thumbs up, and leave a comment. Today we're going to be speaking about personal brand, your personal brand. You're going to want to stay tuned. It's probably going to be in 2 or 3 episodes. It's very exciting. I've spoken to a lot of people about it and they really enjoyed it. What is your personal brand and what is it you really want to think about when thinking about your personal brand? Let me start with a personal story. Many years ago, when my youngest son was about 5 years old, I found myself alone in the house with him one morning, and I was puttering around doing what daddies do on a Sunday morning, and suddenly he walked over to me, looked up with those big brown eyes, and said, "Where's Mama?" And I said, "Mommy's not here." And without missing a beat, he looked at me and said, "Who's in charge?" Who's in charge? I thought I was in charge. Obviously, his perception of my brand was not in charge either at that moment or possibly for the entire 5 years that he'd been with us so far. But what is that really telling us, and what is it we're supposed to think about? Think about a word that you have in your life that describes you. That may be your brand. Think about actual brands in the world. Think about things that you see every day. Think about things like Coca-Cola, Nike, IBM, Apple. They're all brands, but what do they make you think about? What does Apple make you think of? Ease? Cool? New CEO for many years already? What does Nike make you think about? What does anything that you're interested in make you think about? Now, substitute Nike, Apple, IBM, or any of those things and suddenly put your face in. And then say, what's the brand? What's that all about? So I'd like you to do an exercise right now. Think about a word or many words that describe you and think about those and think about, are they your brand? Put down a word like trustworthy, likable, nice, fierce, responsible, easy to get along with. Think about what those words are and put them down on a list, and we will get back to them later on as we discuss brand. Those are potentially your brand. Maybe. Now let's think about something else. Let's think about what makes you unique. What makes you stand out in a crowd or not stand out in a crowd? When somebody remembers you, what do they remember about you? What do they think about you? The exercise that we're going to do as we move along here is basically looking at who you see yourself as and who the world sees you as. Let me say that again. Who do you think you are, and who do others think that you are? The famous show from a million years ago called The Lucy Show. And on The Lucy Show, Lucille Ball was a crazy comedian. It was a long time ago. And in one scene, a famous scene, she suddenly gets caught somewhere she's not supposed to be. And she gets caught by an old-time comedian named Harpo Marx, really dating it. It's a black and white movie. I wasn't even around then, but I've seen it. So it's black and white, and Harpo Marx is a comedian. And he walks into the room dressed as Harpo Marx is, as you can see, with a hat on and a raincoat. Don't even question it. That's what they did back then. And suddenly he walks up to what he thinks is a mirror. And he looks past the mirror, and Lucy's dressed exactly the same way. And they suddenly go through a little pantomime act of him moving a hand and her moving a hand. Him moving a leg, her moving a leg. And then at the last second, he takes off his hat, he holds it up, and she holds her hat up, and he drops it. And she drops hers. Hers falls to the ground and his bounces back up. And obviously the illusion is broken and it's no longer a mirror. Up until that moment, they both saw each other the same way. When that hat bounced back up, there was a difference between the two of them. The brand, or what was seeing in the mirror, suddenly was broken. What does it have to do with you? Think about this for a second. Suppose you put down the word for your brand as likable. Now picture you going up to your most trusted person in the entire world and asking them, if I asked you what my brand was, what would you say? And suppose they said, despicable. Likable, despicable. They don't match. What does that mean for you in the world of establishing your brand? Think about that. And in our next episode on brand, we're going to talk about how we get through that and how that can help you. I hope everybody enjoyed our first installment on personal brand. I have a challenge for you. Go find that episode of Lucille Ball with Harpo Marx and Lucille Ball. Watch a few minutes of it. Tell me if you can still laugh. please subscribe below, leave a thumbs up, or leave a comment. And actually, in the comments, why don't you write the one word that you wrote down right now for your personal brand, and then we'll look at it later and we'll compare whether that was the word you ended up with. Leave it in the comments, thumbs up, subscribe, Gylt. Get your life together. It's been great speaking with you.